you very much. First of all, giving me opportunity to talk about digital technologies and digital leadership in this very specific moment. And I think it is very well, I think it's very uh, perfect time for this type of presentations, and we should know about our future because of this pandemic. So I would congratulate, I will start with the congratulating the organizer for arranging this. So let us start. My presentation would be more on practical things which I learned, and some I extracted from recent research articles. So it is a combination of some practical data analysis of those who are very good in digital leadership, and then for the research articles which have been published over the year on digital technology. So let us start. Let me start to this presentation with introducing myself, or rather advertising myself, because this is a digital leadership aid. So let me just give an opportunity to advertise myself. I'm Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. So currently I'm Director of Connecting Asia Research Network, and also I'm working in University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. And I'm also country president for the APRA, the Association of Professional Researcher and Academicians, Pakistan chapter. And also I am the editor of few journals in Reader Insight Publisher. So you can find out my details in the Google, and I will share my links also. This is my brief introduction. Let's see what we are going to learn, or what we are going to talk today. So my presentation would be focused on three major elements. So the first element would be understanding. So let's try to see what is actually digital technology, and what are the different types of digital technologies, and what are the different uses up till now we are doing it in different fields of our life. And finally, the digital transformation, how we can transform ourselves and our organization into a digital world. So that would be the first component. So basically understanding. The second one would be the digital landscape, the digital technology landscape. What is the past? What is present? And what would be the future of digital technology? So that I will try to cover through the systematic review of studies which have already been done on the digital technology. So this is a digital landscape. And the third one, the most important part, is how we can integrate, or how we can be a good digital technology leaders in this world. So what are the skills required, and how we can transform ourselves into a very good digital leader. So I will be focused on the key skills which I saw in many of those who are very good in digital leadership and using digital technology. So I sum up all these into 4 or 5 different steps, and I'll try to give you a framework for your self improvement. So you can improve, or you can use this framework for improvement in your organization, no matter in which field you are, no matter you are an educationist, you are starting a new business, you want to start a new business, or you are already doing a business. So these models you can apply in your daily life, and you can learn new skills very easily. And this is the main sense of my presentation today. So digital technologies and how we are going to use them. So let's start with the first thing, understanding digital technology. So basically, digital technologies, the word digit, it is basically a Latin word. And that is basically representing the fingers, because at that time, ancient time, the people were using fingers to count. The counting were done on the fingers. So that's why this digit is mainly reflecting the finger. And digital technologies are using digits as an input. So that is the main sense of digital technologies. We are using this 0 and 1 for digital technologies. And this has been grown massively. And now even we are communicating through Zoom, which is also an example of digital technology. So what digital technology is? Digital technologies are basically electronic tools, systems and devices and resources that generate, store, or process data. So you can understand that it's very simple. The microprocessor have been used over the year in the digital technologies that process all this information. They store and they process this information. So let's see what are the major components. I'm going quick on the first part, and later on we can slow it down, because my main objective is to give you the framework through which you can be a digital leader. So this background I will go quickly. So there are three major components of digital technology. The first thing, very important, is your data. There are many forms of data now, and even you can see all those digital technologies, especially social media, they are working on the data. Everywhere you can see that the people are working for data. So big data analytics and also many form of the data are there. So the data is the basic in the digital world. So means the world is with those who are having the data. So data, you can generate leads, you can sell your product if you have your customers' data. So you can use it in a very, I can say, variety of ways and unique ways also, that you have to think how you can use data. But for now, the data is the first component of digital technologies. And the second one is the technology, the processors, the applications, the laptops, the mobile phone, all these are basically technology. So we use technology to process, to store, or to collect data. So this is basically the second component. The first one, data. The second one, technology. There are many forms of technology. So you can use this technology to transform data into information, to generate leads, to store data. All these are basically technologies. And the third one are the people. The one who are using data, the one who are producing data are the people. So if I say in a simple word, the data is something which people use for their business purposes, for their analysis purposes, for their workflow, and so many other utilization of data through the technology. So the data, the people, they use data through technology. So that is a very simple arrangement of the digital technologies. Obviously, the real digital technologies are not so simple. They are very complex in information and the devices. But to understand it very simply and clearly, you can see that there are three major components. So why I'm telling you about these three? Because we have to work on all of these three components in order to make ourselves a very good digital leader and very good user of digital technologies. So let's move on. So we have established this. The digital technologies are using some kind of devices that store, process, and analysis the data. So that is the digital technologies, and the three components: data, technology, and the people. Let's move on. So what are the uses of digital technologies? There is a variety of use of digital technologies nowadays. If you can see your healthcare services, they are largely dependent on the digital technologies now. Education have been transformed to digital technology. The way we are communicating, we never thought we will do this maybe 1 year before, but now it is a normal practice. So education is being reformed. And similarly, the alteration in business and economy have been on the massive scale, and the civilization, they are also using digital technologies. You have seen this word, the smart homes, the smart society, e-community, community for 5.0. All these are basically dependent on the utilization of digital technologies. And this utilization of digital technologies, it's not up to these 4 or 5 categories. There are many uses. Even we cannot cover all these uses in one presentation. I'll try to be more precise, but you can understand that digital technologies have been used over the year in all aspect of human life, and also not only in human life, also the animal life. So it means that digital technologies are being used everywhere, and still we are using it now. Let's see some example. I collected some of these examples. If you can see websites, digital televisions, video streaming, e-books, digital music, your locations, smartphones, your maps, digital cameras, digital images, printers, and even the clocks. Everything is using digital technologies nowadays. So it means that digital technologies have been utilized in all field of your life. Okay. So these are some of these examples of digital technology. Let me share the first component. I think I have completed the first component where we try to understand what are the digital technologies and how we use them in our daily life. I was just brief because almost all of us, we are aware of these utilization of digital technologies. So let us see when this digital technology, the concern for digital technologies was started, and how many different countries are being using it or maybe producing the digital technologies. And the second one, what are the different fields of life they have been benefited from this digital technology. But this is based on my systematic literature review or the number of publications. So what I did, I collected the information by using a keyword digital technologies. So I saw how many studies were there and how much time frame. So what I found is it was started, the first article was published in 1963. And up till now, 2020, I have collected all the data from the Scopus database to understand when it is started and how it grows. We will cover this systematic literature review from 1963 to 2020. A small portion of this information I will go quickly because the main component would be your digital transformation. So what I did, I just collected information and tried to see how digital technologies have been evolved over the year. So started from 1963 to 2020, we can see that 18,354 research articles have been published in Scopus database. But obviously, if we expand our research to other databases, we can get many more articles. But this is the number of articles published in Scopus only on digital technologies, and these are only research articles, not review papers, not any other form of the book reviews or all. It's just original research articles. Let us see how this digital transformation occurs in the society. If you see, starting from 1963, there were very few publication. But when you see in 90s that the concern for digital technologies has been grown. And if you can see now, since past 2 or 3 years, it has been increased rapidly. So means that digital transformation is already ongoing. So we have already published enough material on digital technology. Okay, so this is the number of year distribution of digital technologies. Who are the digital leaders? Let us see who are basically the digital leaders in the digital technology. The digital leaders means United States. These are the countries who are producing the most of the research and the patent for digital technologies. It means that these countries are providing digital technologies to all other nations. So there we can categorize the word into two: the technology producer, the developer, and the technology user. So we need to understand the digital technology, where it is going to be utilized, and who is forming or creating this or developing this digital technology. So first, we know that United States is the number one, and the second one is UK. United Kingdom is the second one in this research, and the third one is basically Australia. The fourth number, China. The fifth number is Russia. 6, Italy. Then Germany. And we can see Canada is on the 8th number. And then India is on 9th. And France is on 10th number. So these are the 10 countries who are producing more research articles. So I took this as an indicator of these countries are digital technology leaders since 1963 and up till now. If we see, you can see the number of research articles published in each country very clearly. If you can see United States, 3,778 article, and then the rest of the world is far behind than the United States. It means that the United States is leading the world in digital technologies for now. I'm not sure about the future, but this is directly extracted from the data. Maybe result may vary from the economic side or other side. It is based on the research article and the patent registered. Okay, so let's move on. So we established this, these 10 countries, top 10 countries are producing much of the digital technologies. So the fields of research, which fields of research, mostly the digital technologies are being used in which field of research. So let's see. The first number, I categorize them into a different category. The first number is the social sciences. The mainly education is a part of the social sciences. So most of the research in digital technologies are being done for the educationist. So we are the one for those most digital technologies have been developed, not the industry. Industry is on the second number where we can see the computer sciences and engineering. If we combine computer science and engineering, that it became the largest part of digital technologies utilization and development. And then we can see arts and humanities, business and accounting, medicine, also mathematics, other material sciences, and then other related fields of life. So this is how digital technology research is being segregated over the years. So you can see different types of the research category. If I go forward, what digital technology research clusters, how and what types of research have been done? So what I did, I just tried to calculate this through a co-occurrence, the frequency of the different text which have been repeated over the article. So let us see. The first and the most important part is the education. So firstly, the main distribution of this research cluster is, you can see the blue one. It shows that most of the research is basically done on the education side. And then if you can see, the second one is economy, business, industry. This is the second one where we use these digital technologies. And the third one is the healthcare services. You can see the green one reflects the healthcare services. And the last one is basically engineering and computing, which maybe you can see in the yellow color. So all these four clusters, you can see they have been using digital technologies, or digital technology development is mostly in these four aspect of four fields of life. Now, this is the systematic literature view. I just gave you some brief overview of what happens in the past in digital technology. So let us see what is the power of digital technologies, what it can do for you, and how you can get benefit from it. Let's see. UNO, they announced that the 50% of the developing world population in only past 2 decades, they are using digital technology. So means that it is not the phenomenon that only the developed countries are using digital technologies. Now 50% of your developing countries and the population of developing countries, they are also using digital technologies in one form or in other form. I will show you what different forms we can use, but you should understand that the 50% population in developing countries, and the developed countries, obviously they are much more than the developing countries. So still it is a very big number. Many people are using these digital technologies now. Now, almost half of the entire globe population is connected through social media and digital technologies. Very important thing. So means that the half of the population of the world is already connected through social media, through other applications, or any form of digital technologies. They bind them together. So we are connected with half of the population. So you can see the power of these digital technologies. It means that you are already connected with half of the population of the world. Now, what I am trying to say is I'm trying to develop a plot where you can understand that how much power these digital technologies have and how we can exploit them is my next next question. But first, we should understand how much powerful are these digital technologies. Okay, let's move forward. The next one, we know that this is from UNO data. 24 million new jobs will be created in the future from the digital technology, especially in the green economy, sustainability, environmental science, and your digital technology development. So 24 million new jobs are already in progress through this digital technologies. So means that we are using these digital technologies and we are creating new jobs also. But at the same time, there is a very worrying news, the news that we may not like, but it is the reality. The 800 million people would lose their jobs against automation. So automation will replace people. 800 million people will be unemployed in the future. And this is not very far. This would be expected unemployment till 2030. So new jobs creation is only 24 million, but the job loss is 800 million. So yes, the digital technology is creating new jobs, but at the same time, it is losing some jobs also. It is creating unemployment also. But we can settle this. We can see this is where our today's lecture is mostly concerned. If the people are losing jobs, so what they can do, how they can get into this economy, how can be the part of effective part of their national development and their economic development. So this is basically the scenario, the power of digital technologies. I gave you both sides. We are connected. People are using digital technologies. The new jobs will be created, but at the same time, many people will lose their jobs because of these digital technologies. They will replace human beings in many fields of life. For example, supply chain. For example, in our banking sector, in our almost everywhere, we will replace people with technology. Okay, so these are the goods and bad, but this is the power of technology. You like it or not, but this is the reality. So let's move on. So we will see what is our future and how we can counter this situation. So let's move on. Now, future landscape, we should understand what is the future. What type of technologies are there and how we can counter this. So digital technologies, the landscape of future, the future landscape is very unique. We need to understand the digital platform that will become the new business model. So all, even now, you know that all business has been shifted to the digital technologies now. Even those who were doing the face-to-face business, now they are using this digital technologies and their business is, you don't need a physical outlet, you don't need any other thing. And then the artificial intelligence will play a very big role in your future development. I will explain it to you in a while why I am saying this. Because, for example, nowadays, as my friend mentioned in the previous presentation, Dr. Borno, he said the tourism is being affected largely. We know that. And when the situation will settle down again and then the tourism will start. I have my own perception on this. We will not start tourism once the situation is being reversed. We will use alternative tourism. We will use artificial intelligence, virtual reality. All these are the form of the virtual tourism. And I hope many of these countries have already been started to develop this artificial technology in order to give you virtual tour to any country of the world. And I think some of the airlines have already experienced and they already employed this technology. So even in tourism, which we think we cannot do without physical visitation to any specific place, but now it is possible. we will do, and you will see in the future the technologies are being emerged, and then maybe one day I will see you in one a shop lot, and you are traveling all over the world, sitting in one shop very next to me, and maybe you will be in USA and I'm traveling to Australia, but still we are sitting together. So this is the future of digital transformation, digital technology. Okay, so it is coming everywhere. So let's see what is the current situation, how we can see the future landscape and the current situation. If I see the most famous picture of the year, can you guess what is the most famous picture of the year 2020? I hope everybody can guess this. This is the most famous picture of 2020. I know it is very painful for all of us, and I can sense the deep sorrow in those who are affected by this coronavirus. But still, we are living and we have to move on. So this is the current situation. I'm not going into detail because I know everybody is already looking at this COVID cases and being stressed over the past few months, and we are daily looking at these numbers rising rapidly. And then if one day the number is 30, we would be very happy, and the other day the number is 200, and then we are worried. So it is our normal routine now. So I will not discuss a lot of things about it, but we know the situation is very critical. We know that the world have been affected and the business has been transformed. So let's see what we can predict for the future. So situation is this. Now we are in a digital transformation age. We like it or not, but what you can see that the world has already been changed. We are doing digital technologies. We are communicating. The business have been largely reshaped. Education has been reformed, and your healthcare sector is already under transformation, or maybe it is already transformed. And now, the most importantly, the societies have already adopted the new normal. So means that the situation, we are very clear. It is already we can say, the transformation. So my question here is our future digital? Now, this is a very simple question to everybody, a food for thought. What do you think now? Are we looking for a digital future, or our future is digital? Now, my answer is no. Most of us, they may be answer yes, but my answer is no, because digitalization is not our future. It is our present now. The future is now. So we are already in the digital transformation age, and we are experiencing the digital transformation. But with this digital transformation, although the COVID have affected so many things, but I'm here to tell you there are so many new opportunities have been created. The new business opportunities are there because you thought out of the box. When we have any problem and we try to solve it, and then we thought out of the box. And this thinking process will give you a lot of opportunities. So it means that the new business opportunities are there. The new learning opportunities are there, and the world is open to everybody now. It is equal. No matter where are you, no matter who are you, and no matter what you are doing. It is only how you do it. And remember, in past lecture, there was one question I want to answer that question. Sorry if I misunderstood that question. So what business is suitable after pandemic or in this pandemic? In my opinion, it is not about the business. What business? It is about how you do that business. And I will tell you how you can do that business that give you maximum benefit and that give you a lot of opportunities to sell your product. You can sell anything. You can sell anything in the world, but you need to find out the right market. So that is what I will tell you in the last phase of my lecture. So the world is open and it is beyond boundaries. There is no limitation. There is no problem in selling your product or selling your ideas or selling your services to all over the world in any country, any region. Okay, so this pandemic, obviously, it gives us lots of threats, but it comes with a lot of opportunities. And digital transformation was not the future. It is the present now. You are already in digital transformation and you are experiencing it. Now, only those people will be successful who are transforming themselves quickly with the time, because this is the time now. If you change the time, if you don't do anything now, you will be lost. Okay, so the new opportunities have been unlocked. Now, the question, the third part, very important, and I think this is uh, the collection of my personal experience, and I looked all those who are digital leaders and all those who are doing a marvelous business online, and then I took some businesses as a test case also in order to make this presentation and make this framework for you. Okay, so everybody can learn something and can do something from here. Okay, now we know that the pandemic is there and then opportunities are here. Now, what the question, the real question is how to exploit these opportunities, how to become a successful digital leader in this digital world. Now, we know there are a lot of digital technologies are available. So my question would be, what technology you learn so you can be the very good digital leader? Yes, many of the scholars, many of the motivational speakers, they give you, okay, you learn digital technologies, you learn digital technology, but digital technologies are in thousands or millions in number. What digital technology you want to learn? What digital technology is useful for you? It depends on what you are doing. So I will give you a clear framework through which you can use this framework in order to sell your product, in order to make yourself prominent in this digital world, no matter you are an educationist, no matter you are a teacher, no matter you are a small business owner or you want to open a business. So you can use this framework. So let's see what are these digital technologies. So let me define these skill sets. We need a skill set, right? We know that we need to use digital technologies, the skill set. But starting from the left, we have low technical skill, the people who are having very low technical skills. So this is what I assume every one of us is having very low technical skills in this digital world. But yet we want to learn and we want to expand our businesses and our presence in the physical or digital world. Then
5
we
minutes,
need
Professor
okay.
Imran.
Okay, sir. Okay. So from here, we have to understand, okay, from low technical skills, we have to transform to high technical skills. So low technical skills are your comfort zone. You are doing nothing. So with the little effort, you can get medium technical skills, mean that you can learn some of the new techniques. And if you invest more time in learning, then you can go with the high technical skills. Okay. So this is the future skill set required. But what technologies? 5 essential skills you need to master in order to be a digital leader. So what are these skills? I'm going through quickly because each one of them is a detailed discussion, but let me give you quickly so we can finish within time. The first thing, you need to be a digital strategist. What is digital strategy? Means that how you are collaborating with your friend, what is your plan, what is your product, how you are going to sell them, where are your customer, how you are going to develop your team. All these are digital skill where you are using technology to interact, to develop your team, to implement your plan and everything. So first thing, you need to understand the digital strategy. So means that you have to learn the skills or the tools or techniques which are useful in digital strategy formulation. Okay. The second skill, very important, is digital marketing. Everyone should master this technology because, as I mentioned, half of the world is already on your fingertips. So if you learn digital marketing, it means that you can sell your product to half of the population. Let us say if I'm just selling something very simple, but I sent an email to maybe 2,000 people. Out of these 2,000, at least 1, 2, 3 would reply you. It means that the world is very big. You can find customers as much as you want to. So you have to invest your time in learning digital marketing, especially in academics. If you are a teacher, you must need to learn digital marketing and apply it to your lecture because the world is going to be changed. Now, teachers would be more coaches and not the previous type of teachers. So the things have been changed. So first, master your digital marketing strategy, and then the content development, infographics, videos, pictures, all these which can be sold on social media, which people would like to see from you in the media. And then this digital content is not only video picture, but also the writing skills. So try to learn digital content development skills. Okay. And the fourth one is your personal branding. Very important. In this world, if you do your personal branding, the people would love to buy your product. They want to see who is behind this particular brand, who is behind this product, who is behind this particular thing. So personal branding, you have to learn how you can brand yourself in this digital marketing. Use all these platforms. You can utilize them in order to learn the personal branding, but try it. And then the most important, but it needs a bit high technical skills, is development of websites and apps. It is very easy nowadays. If you spend 2 or 3 days, you can master this website development and apps development in very simple way. So these 5 skills are very essential if you want to be a digital leader. If your company, then obviously you want to do it for your company, but if you want to do it for yourself, yes, you need to do. So these skills are universal that can be applied to industry, country, or personal, individual, and but also. So these are the 5 skills. But how you are going to use these 5 skills? I'm giving you 4-step strategy for doing that. First, remember you already a strategist. You know how to develop a strategy in digital marketing, means strategy where I want to sell my product, how I'm going to contact my customers, what content and when I'm going to promote my product or teachings or lectures whatsoever. So there are 4 steps, the simple 4 steps. This is my last slide. Sorry if I took more time, but these 4 steps are very essential. If you do them completely, it means that you are very successful and you can see the readings, the results by yourself. The first thing, develop a comprehensive digital strategy. When, where, and how you are going to promote. Where means what digital platforms, Facebook, YouTube, social media, other platforms, email marketing, all these. So you list down what digital platforms are you going to use to promote your presence in the digital world. And then content planning, when you are developing the content and how you are going to promote that promotional content on the social media. Maybe it is a lecture, the way we are doing now. It can be a product, it can be a services, it can be anything, but you have to explain that and you have to create some content which is attractable to everybody. That's why I asked you to learn some skills to create new infographics. You can use Canva or all other platform, but these all you can learn very easily from YouTube. The third one, once you are done, start digital marketing. Before that, it is not like you just created something and started digital marketing. No, you have to develop your plan. You have to prepare your content, refine it, and then start your digital marketing. Once you are done with your digital marketing, you can see that the results are phenomenal. And finally, you link your data with your website and application. Here, I want to mention, you need to learn the big data analytics, the Google Analytics, the Facebook Analytics. So you have to learn whether your posts are doing good, you are performing well, people are looking you, people are interested in your product or services or in lectures or anything. You have to think, you have to monitor. If the people are interested, continue. If not, then go to first point. Try to develop another strategy, try to develop another content, and then start again digital marketing. In few practices, you will get the right content and the right market for yourself. Obviously, you have to learn how you can collect data for your customer. So you can do this through email extractions and all. And you can invest some money on digital marketing also. But remember, you don't need any money to sell your product. If you are doing it correctly, you can do it in so many ways. So this is how you can become a digital leader in this digital world. So what I did, I gave you 5 techniques or 5 skills you must master in order to be a digital leader in the digital technology world. So these 5 skills, I'm just showing you again, the key to your success in digital world. So please start with the first point, then second, then third, fourth, fifth. Once you are done, apply through these 4 steps. So these are your 4 steps strategy for being a digital leader. This is what I learned from the people who are very successful and from the literature, which shows that the people who were very good in the digital technologies, what they did and how they start. It's very simple and everybody can do it. So this is all from my side. This is my lecture. If you want to get more information, you can connect me through this web page, Facebook page, and I also give you my YouTube channel link. So you can find me there, and if any question, we can share. Thank you very much.